Welcome to episode 25 of the No Scrubs podcast. I'm your host, Lewis, and joined with me today, a man who's looking rather dashing. Stephen, how you going?
I'm good. I'm good. It's been a week for all of us, leading into the holiday season, the Christmas. Things are hectic. The mall's the last place you want to be, but outside of that, we're getting through and it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good to hear, man. It is retail hell this time of year, to be honest. And it is right up until pretty much the new year where it all dies down. Because you got it's insane. Like you have Black Friday, and then you go into like the pre-Christmas deals, and then Boxing Day, and then New Year's, and then it's like, okay, finally, retail can rest. It's actually fucking absurd.
Also, I just thought I'd quickly bring this up. Things look a little bit different because we aren't using Riverside at the moment because it's just having a couple of technical difficulties, but we do want to get this episode out. I noticed in your bar it has your squiggly wave lines, but are my squiggly wave lines appearing on your end?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
good.
coming up on my end. Yeah,
Good.
so
Good,
we're
good.
using a different bit of software. We're using Zencaster, so it's probably going to look a little different on the edit as well. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, it just Riverside was just down, just could not get it working. So if you notice there's things different, things will probably be back to normal on the next one. And yeah, so we're just making do. We're like, do we reschedule? It's like, shit is just fucking wild right now. I'm on call from tomorrow as well, so I could get called out halfway in the doing the pod. We're like, nah, let's just fucking do it now on a different bit of software and hope it all fucking works out, eh? Let's hope for the best.
Plus, it's also nice that we stay on schedule. I was a big fan of it. We did a real nice summary of or covering of the Game Awards, and it's nice that we stay on track with the schedule and pump out our usual fortnightly one.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think we did okay viewership for us on that one as well. Yeah, we're sitting on 10 views right now. Look, I'm happy to hit double
Yay.
digits. But it's the small leagues, but I'm happy to just get, double digits. That's nice. That's always nice to see that. One day we'll get triple digits, but we're not there yet. We'll keep trying.
Keep on trucking.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Honk if you're gaming, It's a Cold Ones reference for all you Cold Ones fans out there. So we just got off the Game Awards last week, which was good. I enjoyed it a lot, and I've just put out the viewership numbers: 171 million global live streams. Pretty fucking insane. Like when we look at the Oscars 2024 viewership, and like, yes, it's not really a fair comparison because it's something that's online and easily accessible versus something you've got to watch on television. They did 19.5 million viewers versus the Game Awards 171 million streams, So
Having said
like
that,
9xing them.
having said that, it's good that, a point to hammer home the point of last week is like it is an art form that is getting put on display. There's people who are having their talents recognized for said art form, and it's getting the viewership,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, I was just like, I've just got to quickly look at the maths on that. Is 9xing right or wrong? And it's like, okay, it's really not far off. I'm like, actually, it's 8 point whatever. It's like, yeah, but we're close enough. We're not dealing with real numbers here. And yes, I do want to say right at the start of this, my prediction, I really expected some Half-Life there. I did mention this in the special. Valve did not show up at all. I know it's like a meme of like Half-Life 3, but I was like, I really think that they've got the biggest stage in the world right now. They've got new hardware coming out. What pairs with new hardware? New software. Now's the time. Valve, let us know, reveal it. And they didn't reveal anything. And I should have expected this, but I was believing hard that was happening. So these are why the predictions. I didn't have any insider knowledge. I had no intel. That was a guess that I clearly got wrong. But I do think we are going to see something next year when they actually announce when that hardware is going to be on sale. I really do think we're going to get something from Valve, whether it's Half-Life or Team Fortress 3 or Portal 3. Fuck, I'd love Portal 3. Apparently, that's actually the only one there's no rumors of. There's no rumors of a new Portal game. So,
Well,
sucks for me, I guess.
to be fair, we both were incorrect because I was thinking that they were going to have another tech demo for Virtua Fighter 6. Didn't happen, but maybe they'll save that for like an Evo.
Evo's a good place to reveal that for sure because you've got the right people there to see it. You know, you've got all the fighting game fans. Like, I thought we were going to see the Duskbloods. We were finally going to see some proper gameplay than those little snippets. I was like, that's happening. No From Software there at all. So yeah, it's still a good show, all the same. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I mean, Expedition 33 winning a obscene amount of awards was fun for an Expedition 33 enjoyer like myself. Yeah, the stats have come out though. How much it costs for a 3-minute trailer will cost you $1 million at the Game Awards, and you're like, that's fucking expensive. However, I'm sure putting on that show is also very expensive. It's a pretty high production affair. I'm sure there's probably hundreds of people actually working on the event itself. So, yeah, it's not easy. Not easy putting all that on. So, yeah,
And
I get why it's expensive.
I mean, then we got I can sort of see it being expensive because I mean, the time and effort they put into that Divinity trailer with all the people getting just like strung up into the sky. So that was awesome.
Yeah, it was very cool. Like,
Yeah.
I know, no gameplay, no hype, but it's pretty hard to not get hype when that was fucked, bro. You're like, holy shit, this is graphic. You saw like flesh melting off bone, and you're like, oh my god, this is brutal.
Well,
really cool.
When they showed the villagers coming up to stage, I was like, is this going to be for like an expansion or a sequel to Medieval Dynasty? And I was like, nah.
Yeah. Oh no, it's a whole new game, which is exciting.
Ramekins.
Yeah, you know how it is, even him. You know, it's an awfully hot coffee pot. That's what they put on his skin. That's why it was melting off.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with Game of the Year, I've just been noticing. We've been noticing a pattern. Me and people on X, on Twitter. If you have Jennifer English in your game, you just win Game of the Year. That's it. That's all you need to do. The game doesn't. I mean, the games that have had her in have all been great, but you know, you don't need to make an amazing game. You just put Jennifer English in, and you win Game of the Year. So I want to go through. So out of the last 4 Game of the Years, she's been in 3 of them. Yes, she had a very small role in Elden Ring. However, it's actually insane to look at that and be like, she's like the only person that's been in all 3. And obviously, she wasn't an Astrobot because not really any voice acting in that game. Just cute little noises. And the song that says "I'm Astrobot." So I guess there's some. She didn't sing that song. But yeah, so I just want to go through the last 10 years of winners of Game of the Year. And the most controversial, I think, is the first one on the list, and it's Overwatch. And I must say, in 2016, I fucking loved Overwatch. I really did. Overwatch, me and the boys would get on Overwatch like for a while there, like most nights. I put probably 150 hours into it, which is, for me, generally a lot because I play a large variety of games. And I know a lot of people now go, Overwatch shouldn't have won. But at the time, that was by far as well the most talked about game of the year. Culturally, that was the biggest game of the year. And it was insane. But
I remember they had billboards where we live of Overwatch,
which is actually very rare. Like, we don't get that a lot. We don't get in our cinemas. We don't often get game trailers. We do occasionally, but I remember being in the cinema seeing like a Halo Reach trailer, and it was fucking insane. It was like the first game trailer I saw on the cinema. I was like mind blown. So yeah, it was absurd. And we have a look at some of these big games in 2016. We had Uncharted 4, which probably a lot of people would say would be game of the year. Persona 5, Dark Souls 3, Probably my game of the year that year, to be fair. There's a bunch of collections inside. Inside is a fucking banger of a game. It is excellent. We had Doom, obviously Doom 2016. We had Titanfall, Stardew Valley, Forza Horizon 3. We had some insane games. Oh, so Metal Gear Solid 5, the definitive experience. I'm like, it's not really. That's you repackaged a game. Dishonored 2. Like a bunch of games. XCOM 2. Firewatch, Battlefield 1. Like, actually insane games, insane competition. So I understand why people are like, oh, it shouldn't have won. But man, out of all those games, that had by far the most talk out of them. You know, Persona 5 would be up there. Uncharted 4. The love of my life, Dark Souls 3, absolutely. You know, I say Inside's probably my second favorite game on that list, to be quite honest. They're all great, but I understand why Overwatch won that year. It was just no other game had the zeitgeist like that. The next one on the list, 2017, we have Breath of the Wild. 100% agree. Love Breath of the Wild. Superb game. Just really, I just remember just playing it. We're up, me and my mate Peter. Shout out Big Pete. Up in Auckland for a gig. I remember crashing in my mate's garage, and I woke up early. Peter's snoring his fucking head off, and it's cold. And I'm just laying there on the garage floor, just playing Breath of the Wild at like 6 a.m. because I can't get back to sleep. And I was like, this game's fucking special, man. Just sitting there in the dark. Fantastic. Have you played Breath of the Wild?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you finish it? It's a long game.
No, so what happened was I got up to actually fight Ganon.
Yeah.
And I was stick drifting hard, and I was just like, man, fuck this. And I dropped it. Stopped playing it.
Yeah. Completely fair, man. You know, other games we had that year. Oh, sorry, go on.
I mean, I ended up getting another set of Joy-Cons. I still didn't pick it up though.
No, that's
fair. I got pretty far.
Happens to the best of us. But 2017, there were some good games as well. Divinity Original Sin 2, which probably more relevant than ever right now. Silent Hill. No. Resident Evil 7. Horizon Zero Dawn. It's funny, Horizon getting cucked by two massive RPGs though back to back, which is kind of funny. Hollow Knight, Little Nightmares. Little Nightmares is really good, really good game. And Fortnite, Destiny 2. So there's a lot of games. Nier Automata. There's a lot of really good games that year as well. But Breath of the Wild just felt like this was an industry like changing game, which is how good it was. We've got another controversial one next. God of War. So the God of War reboot, 2018. Personally, that was my game of the year. Red Dead 2, I understand why people would pick Red Dead 2, and I can see why people would say it's a better game. I can absolutely see that. I just like God of War a lot more. I like the gameplay a lot more. Red Dead, I find it quite slow, and you know, everything is very deliberate, which is fine. But I was like, God of War, man. When I threw the axe and you call it back and catch it, I was like, oh, bro, we're fucking jamming right now. You know, in Spider-Man, Detroit Become Human, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Far Cry 5, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Smash Ultimate, big deal, Among Us, Battlefield 5, Hades, the first Hades, yeah. Kingdom Come Deliverance, Forza Horizon 4, yeah, some really good stuff in there, but for me as well, there's my pick. I'd probably, honestly, for me, it would be God of War followed by Hades. Any in there that stand out to you as your favourites from? Hades. It's not a real Steven year, is it? Like, in the most part.
Nah, it's Hades.
Hades nuts. Hades is a banger. Next one, this is, of course, a Lewis-ass game. 2019. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Well, of course, nothing was beating that for me. I actually think it is the best From Software game. It's not my favorite From Software game, but I actually think it is the best one. It is their most polished and kind of best put together game, and I think it's because it's so much more of a narrow game. Like as an experience, they their games are usually more like Dark Souls games aren't open, but they are a little more open, and there's heaps of armor sets, heaps of weapons, things like this. And Sekiro's like you're using a katana. Oh, what other weapons? That's it, and you get a bunch of other tools and things like that. But yeah, so we had some bangers though. With Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, we had Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which I also really liked. We had Control, Mortal Kombat 11, Days Gone, which I think got a little too hated, to be honest. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Persona 5 Royal, Disco Elysium. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3, let down. Devil May Cry 5, Outer Worlds, Outer Wilds as well, Apex Legends. I played the fuck out of Apex Legends with the boys.
I played the fuck out of Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah. So, still a lot of good games, but I feel like that year, not as high bar as some of the other years for sure. I still think it's really good. Like I love Sekiro. So yours would be Devil May Cry 5 for that year, I imagine?
Yep.
Hell yeah, brother. All right, let's look now. 2020. So this one will actually be a little controversial. Actually very controversial. So Last of Us Part 2. One. A lot of haters out there for this game. There's many haters. So Cyberpunk 2077, Ghost of Tsushima, Resident Evil 3, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Mafia Definitive Edition, and Mafia 2 Definitive Edition, Genshin Impact, Doom Eternal, Watch Dogs Legion, meh. Marvel Avengers, meh. Call of Duty Mobile, Final Fantasy VII Remake, banger. Yakuza Like a Dragon, the Demon's Souls remake, Half-Life Alyx, dude, Valorant. There's Bugsnax. Crash Bandicoot 4 About Time, Phasmophobia. There's actually a lot of good games on this year, man. Kakarot came out. Ori and the Will of the Wisps, bro, straight fucking banger. That'd be up there on my list. Yeah, there's some really good games on there. Like a Dragon for you?
I was about to say, do you even need to ask?
Yeah. Final Fantasy VII Remake I love, but really the game that left an effect on me the most was actually The Last of Us Part 2. And I didn't play it for years later because all the stuff came out and everyone fucking hated it and you couldn't avoid seeing things about it and how it was the worst game of all time. So I just left it for a few years. I just left it for like 3 years. I was like, I'm not playing it. Came out cheaper. They went on sale and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to buy it. And I had a real good time with it. I
feel a fair amount of the hate came from, and I could be remembering this wrong, was the script for the game got leaked.
Yeah.
Everyone reading it and it was like, oh, what the fuck? And I know that there was like a Last of Us 2 Reddit, which started off as, I think, just we're going to make a Reddit for this other game. But then more details started coming out of like changes people didn't like. And it became a snark Reddit to that game. And I was like, yep, I was caught up in the narrative of just like, oh, these changes and stuff. But then I was just like, I'm not going to play it regardless, so why do I care?
I've got a mate who still refuses to play it. He hates Neil Druckmann. He hates him, and it's just like, bro, come on. We don't need to do this. And he always talks about how it's the worst game and it's so poorly written. I'm like, have you played it? He's like, no. I'm like, come on, bro. The thing is, out of context, a lot of these things do seem dumb. I thought so too. I thought when I heard it, I was like, that sounds dumb. That doesn't sound like how these things would play out, blah, blah, blah. And then that's why I left it for years, because I already had those negative preconceived notions in my mind about the game. So I left it. And I came back to it once the dust had settled. And yeah, I was like, this game's really good. I played it on PS5, but the PS4 version. And I was blown away. I was like, this game looks and feels like a PS5 game. It's really impressive. It was late PS4, very late. Yeah, technically it's an incredible game. What they're putting out on the PS4, like outstanding in that regard.
That's quite the strat because at least like dust is settled and like people who were preemptively hating on it, like its release, people have played it, people have said their pieces. It's like cool. It's not a hot topic of contention anymore. It's like I can play this without. Not saying that you'd be influenced by other people's opinions, but it's like I can go with this 100% my perspective, and it's like actually the hate's not warranted, and that's quite silly.
Yeah, it's quite hard to be because it's you can say, but oh, I wasn't influenced, but sometimes it's already they've already got their influence on you. You don't even realize. Like it's easy to say, oh, it wouldn't happen to me, but most people are influenced by the things they see online or the things their friends say, as much as they might not think they are. So that's why I really like. I think I did kind of have in my mind that it wasn't going to live up to the hype for me because when the first game came out, I was like, there is nothing like this. This is exceptional storytelling and exceptional character writing and all that. And then I was like, yeah, this character writing sucks. Well, it wasn't quite like that, but that's why I waited. And I'm glad I did because if I just played it then and there, I might have been in that. Let's be honest, I'm not a Redditor. I don't like Reddit at all, never have. But in that Reddit mindset of just shitting on it for the sake of it, I would have seen all the flaws. But just because I waited, I really saw the game for what it was, and you might not like the the way they've told the story and the whole thing with the way they dealt with like the cycles of revenge and so on. I completely get you don't like it, but playing through that, I was like, I get it. I get why things unfolded the way they did and so on, and yeah, and that's without giving too much away.
I also think people. The other thing when it was released is a lot of people were just like sort of wrote it off as oh the plot is revenge bad. And I was like,
Yeah,
well, maybe there's a little bit more than just revenge bad. Don't ask me though, because not my type of game. But
there's
that
a lot more nuance to it for sure. It's the thing is that the internet is where nuance goes to die. It just is.
the
Whether it's
nuanced toilet.
Twitter, yeah, whether it's Twitter or Reddit or whatever, you can't have a nuanced conversation about any of these things because it's either you love it or you hate it. You can't be like I'm generally someone who's very critical of things that I really like. I'm very very critical. Like From Software, performance wise, sort your shit out. If your games run like shit, they have these things, but everything else in them I find so good for my taste that I will accept that. Things are going to be a little janky at times with that, performance wise. It's just not their strong suit, but everything else is amazing. So I can accept that as much as I'm a fucking performance snob. So it's not like a Bethesda level jank either, Not
Just
for them to just catch a stray here, but
just tying back to having a mate that's just like it's shit. Have you played it? No. Similar thing. One of our friends back in the day would always rag on the Man of Steel movie, and then I was just like, he's like, oh, it's such a shit movie, and I spun around. I was like, have you seen it? He's like, no, but I don't need to see it to know that it's shit. It's reviewing poorly. And I was like, I watched it. It didn't blow me away, but it was serviceable.
yeah. I'm a Superman hater as a hero. I find him so boring because it's just he's just so good at everything, and then there's this one rock that's the rarest thing in the universe, but everyone can happen to just fucking find it so easily that takes him down. So Superman, I don't really like as a hero, just personally. I enjoyed Man of Steel. The whole thing with the dad that went down kind of dumb. I'll be honest, that scene kind of sucks. But overall, I was like, man, they made me like Superman here. And then controversially, the James Gunn one, which everyone loves, I was like, this didn't do much for me. Love James Gunn, one of my favorite directors. I love Guardians of the Galaxy, just such an incredible film. And all three of them I love. The second one, a little weaker, but
I
third
think
one, I nearly cried like 3 times in it. So I love James Gunn. That Superman, I was like, nah, just didn't do it for me.
the thing that took in Man of Steel, the one thing that took me out that I remember is when they're talking about the emblem on his chest. It's like, oh, what's the S stand for? It's like, oh, in my planet, it's the sign for hope. It's like, no, it's a fucking lowercase s. There's no other way to look at it.
Yeah, yeah, come on, bro. What are we doing? Yeah, that's the stuff. Like Zack Snyder, I controversially as well. I'm very controversial this episode. I think he's
This
so
episode.
fucking hit or miss when it comes to films, man. It's some people are like, he's the best ever. And I'm like, bro, he's not even like top 10. He's not even fucking top 20. He 300, fucking amazing. I love 300.
Great
That shit
movie.
fucking hits. That shit rules. Batman vs Superman and that stuff. That shit was fucking rubbish, bro. Hey, my mum's name's Martha too. Oh fuck, we better ally, bro. What are we doing? That shit was awful.
He should be getting generational wealth on that Sparta kick alone.
Yeah, absolutely. So hit or miss for me. I liked his what was it, Army of the Dead or something or whatever that was on Netflix. Not an outstanding film, but I enjoyed it for what it was. You know, so I'm probably someone who people hate because I probably like the shit films and hate the good films. I don't know how to tell you. Maybe there's something wrong with me. But anyway, what year were we now? 2021. Last of Us 2 was 2020. 2021. This is an interesting year. So Resident Evil Village, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. They came up before, but that's I couldn't get into it. It was on Game Pass, but a lot of people really, really liked it, and people say it's really well written. It Takes Two. So It Takes Two. I should have started with this. It Takes Two won that year. I completely understand. I played through it and loved it. Far Cry 6. Halo Infinite. I really enjoyed Halo Infinite. I'm a Halo Infinite truther. Maybe I'm the only one, but I actually thought it was very good. The campaign was kind of like and maybe this isn't Halo, but it was like open world, kind of like a sci-fi Far Cry in a way, but with a grappling hook. I was like, man, this just kind of hits for me. There these
Cry.
Yeah, yeah, I liked it a lot, man. The multiplayer, it was like this feels so fucking good. It definitely had some shortcomings, but yeah, they nailed the core things for me. Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart, Hitman 3. I think this is the one that evolved into World of Assassination. So that's actually a big deal now. Forza Horizon 5, straight banger. Alan Wake remastered. Kenna, Bridge of Spirits, Deathloop. This is a game where Deathloop, for a lot of people, got 10 out of 10 this year. And I think it's because it was a slow year in a lot of ways. Returnal, which Returnal didn't hit out the gates for people, but I actually love Returnal. Still either the best or second best PS5 game. We got Metroid Dread. Look at me, mate. Look at me. Big fan. Big Metroid guy.
Oh, that's pretty sad.
That's the only Metroid game I've finished. Metroid Dread. I worked out in this shirt, so I just left it on. Inscription, actually fucking straight banger. So good. The problem is, I'm doing this again. The problem is with Inscription, the game's broken up into like essentially 3 parts. I think there's a smaller 4th part, but it's really in these 3 parts. It's 3 different games. The first third of it is one of the best things I've ever played in my life. Second third, it was fun because it was kind of like laid out like the Pokemon card game, the one for the Game Boy. So I really like that. And the third part kind of lost me a bit. But that first part, genuinely like 10 out of 10. It goes like 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10 for the parts. You know, like just roughly. It's been a while since I played it. But really, really good. Vampire Survivors. Straight banger. So yeah, the thing is, it was really good on like the indie front, and there were some really good games. But I can see why It Takes Two won that for sure, because it wasn't the strongest year. It was good, but It Takes Two was amazing, and it felt like super groundbreaking. What about Steven? Have you played? Let me find it. It's down the list a bit.
I've played It Takes Two.
Have you played Lost Judgment?
Yes.
Was that your game of that year?
Well, I only played Lost Judgment in the past couple of years, because I think it's only been on the PC in the past couple of years.
That makes sense. Yeah, they did start bringing a bunch of them to PCA. There were some of them that weren't, and they're like, we're bringing heaps of them. We're bringing the back catalogue.
Well, no, it's because they were going to have like the Judgment series as a franchise of so Like a Dragon will be like their main line will be turn based, and they wanted like another game that sort of had more of the brawly feel of Yakuza.
Yeah.
But it lasted 2 games because they were like, "Hey, we're doing great numbers on PC," and it's because they used the character is based on a real J Rock celebrity, and his talent agency was just like, "We don't." It's like I don't think this is exact words, but it's like we don't want them to mod him to make him do weird things. So our agreement ends here. And I was like,
Yeah.
damn.
That's
And
right.
I thought it wasn't going to be able to because of the end of their working relationship. It wasn't going to make it to PC, and then they brought both of them, which was awesome.
I'm glad it all worked out anyway on that front. Bring them all.
Worked out for the fans.
Yeah, absolutely. So then we had 2022. So Elden Ring 1, and this is one of those other ones like where I really felt like this was like industry changing. This is just obviously I'm biased because I think it is my favorite game of all time, but very much an industry changing game. It felt like some of the lessons from Breath of the Wild were also in this game. Um, Makes sense. But God of War Ragnarok, which I really enjoyed as well, though I thought it was a little long. I know as well. I say that Elden Ring is like twice as long as Ragnarok, but for Ragnarok, they originally God of War it was going to be 3 games, and they're like we can cram all the content into the second game, and that's why it just felt a little long for that type of game. Last of Us Part One, I mean, it's a remake, whatever. Horizon Forbidden West, and this is what I was saying before about Horizon. Massive Horizon game releases, like, oh yeah, we're in the running this year. Massive RPG comes out, they're like, oh fuck. We had The Quarry, it's Stray, Plague Tale Requiem, Callisto Protocol, which is a little disappointing. Overwatch 2, hilarious. Sifu.
Nice.
Sifu is cool. I haven't played it yet. Pokemon Legends Arceus, which still haven't got around to playing. Sonic Frontiers, which I hear underrated. Yeah, yeah. Marvel Midnight Suns, which I liked for what it was. It's good.
Book Club.
Look, I said remake. Who cares? Then I had Crisis Core Reunion, Final Fantasy VII Reunion. I'm like, oh yeah, man, it's a game. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Cult of the Lamb. Yeah, so a lot of good games on there. But Elden Ring, I feel like for me was the clear winner. But I understand God of War Ragnarok and Horizon Forbidden West. Dude, Sony were like putting out these fucking heaters, putting out God of War Ragnarok, The Last of Us Part 1, Horizon Forbidden West. They're like, nah, Elden Ring. just shit on the competition. So 2023 was Baldur's Gate 3, which I mean, I think that's a pretty clear winner, to be quite honest. As much as look, now that I've finished it, I can also say it wasn't my type of game. We played through it, the 4 of us, and I still enjoyed it. I could see the brilliance of it, but I was like, it's not the type of game I would normally play. But we got Spider-Man 2, we got Hogwarts Legacy, old Hog Leg, that was the best-selling game. They've sold 40 million copies now of it. That's crazy. Resident Evil 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Alan Wake 2. Not a full game, but Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty. We got Tears of the Kingdom, Dead Space Remake, Starfield, Final Fantasy 16, Mortal Kombat 1, Lies of P.
More like Lies in P.
There we go. Diablo 4, Super Mario Wonder, and there's many others. Hi-Fi Rush, dude. There's a heap of games. There's a big fucking Street Fighter 6. Steven's game. We got Armored Core. We got Cocoon. Cocoon's really good. We got Dredge, which is a Kiwi studio. Sons of the Forest. Lethal Company. We love Lethal Company. Dude, Wolong Fallen Dynasty. That's crazy. Lords of the Fallen, which, yeah, a little soft on release, but they fixed up a lot of stuff. And of course, how could we go on without the Lord of Rings Gollum, which is a piece of shit. Massive year.
I
Sorry.
remember seeing a review of Gollum, and it had so many negatives. The one positive is like brilliant sound design.
Yeah, that game was an absolute fucking mess. And like I said, that year, 2023, insane year. Absolutely fucking insane. And you can see how Baldur's Gate 3 still wins that as well. It is an exceptional game. And once again, that's the second one that Jennifer English is in. So 2024, Silent Hill 2, the Last of Us Part 2 remastered, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Dragon Age the Veilguard, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, bro. This year fucking sucks. What's going on? And there's no disrespect to Silent Hill 2, which I've heard is great. We got a remaster. We got Indiana Jones didn't hit for me, but it's good too. We got Veilguard and Suicide Squad. Black Myth Wukong, which I still haven't played, but I've heard is very good. Black Ops 6 was actually a really good Call of Duty. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth was good, but had some shortcomings. Star Wars Outlaws, which I heard was decent, especially for a Ubisoft game. Astrobot, my god. Marvel Rivals, Helldivers 2, straight banger. Hellblade 2, Multiverses, rest in peace. We played a bit of Multiverses. I liked it. It wasn't amazing, wasn't exceptional, but it was fun, man. It was a fun game. Warhammer 40k, Space Marine 2, Still Wakes the Deep, low-key banger. Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. Actually a very good game. Tekken 8, Balatro, Metaphor ReFantazio, Dragon's Dogma 2, Stalker 2. This list got way better as we went down, man. Got way better. We got Sparking Zero, Infinite Wealth.
Way.
Hades 2 didn't get the full release, but kind of soft release there. We got Mouthwashing, Rise of the Ronin, which I still want to play at some point. Yeah, was this the year Alan Wake 2 released, or was that another? Was that the year before? It didn't appear on that list. Anyway, yeah, man, some really good games on there. Tekken 8, Balatro, bangers, yeah. So Helldivers,
Game of a lifetime.
Steven's Game of a Lifetime's on there. Yep. But for me, Astrobot for sure. Absolutely, I adored it. Yeah, but Infinite Wealth, Game of a Lifetime for Steven. Astrobot was absolutely. I remember we were talking about what we thought was going to win Game of the Year, and I was like, I don't think it's going to be Astrobot, but that's my pick. And I think I sounded crazy to the boys. And sure enough, it fucking won. I couldn't believe it. I was so happy. I was so chuffed because I hadn't felt that amount of just joy playing a video game in so long. Like I felt just so good. I had this big fucking stupid grin on my face as I played that game. I was like, this is incredible. Like no Nintendo platformer, at least in a long time, has made me feel that way. So shout out.
Up your game, Nintendo.
Yeah, man. I think so. I liked it way more than I liked Donkey Kong. I liked what's the one I said before? Mario Wonder, the 2D one I really liked. Now we get to obviously this year with Jennifer English again and winning best performance, Expedition 33. So obviously E33, we got Dispatch, we've got Death Stranding 2, we've got Assassin's Creed Shadows, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Ghost of Yotei, Split Fiction, Mafia the Old Country, Silk Song, Doom the Dark Ages, Silent Hill F. We got the Oblivion remastered, Avowed, Battlefield 6, Black Ops 7. We got South of Midnight, which is good, underrated, not like excellent, but it is good. I enjoyed it. Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Elden Ring Night Rain, Dying Like the Beast. Crazy fucking year, man. Obviously, Metal Gear Solid. Did I say that? No. Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. Chronos The New Dawn, which I do want to play at some point. Borderlands 4. We got Mind's Eye. Yeah, Blueprints, bro. Insane. Absolutely insane year. Like, I know, like, it wasn't, like, getting a bunch of 10 out of 10s, but we got, like, a bunch of, like, 8s and 9s. Heaps of them. So many of them. And E33 took it out, and I stand by that. I've had a game make me feel so many emotions, probably ever, to be quite honest.
Sobs
Any
in
others stand out
French.
to you? Yeah, cries and baguette.
um, I reckon E33 deserved to clear, to sweep.
I think so too. Did so much right. It's a shame it feels like Doom never really got the shine in almost any of these years. Like 2016 was probably its best chance, but even then there were some other bangers then. But yeah, it's hard out there. I'd say it's hard out there for a first person shooter, and it looks like it is, but if you look back, first person shooters used to win it all the time.
Yeah.
It's hard now to not win unless you're an RPG of sorts. And Astrobot being a platformer, amazing. It Takes Two also being a platformer, but multiplayer. Yeah, Last of Us, God of War. And they've still got RPG elements in them, but they are like third person over the shoulder action game.
So someone's going to be like getting these statistics and be like, okay, the perfect game is a mascot platformer RPG.
That's it. We've nailed it. That's what Bradley the Badger is going to be. Just you wait.
Yay.
Yeah. So I'll be honest, I didn't expect this section to be this big. I was just like, let's have a look at the last winners, and then I just went through just massive lists. But I think it's cool, man. Just looking back on what has been, what the successes of previous years, and just to reminisce a little, you know.
Hell yeah.
So with Black Friday that has just passed, just passed a couple of weeks ago now, but they released the stats on the best selling consoles over that period, right? So PlayStation 5 number one. Look, makes sense. The Switch 2 in second place. Okay, that's cool. Number 3, you think maybe it'd be an Xbox? No, the Next Playground outsold the Xboxes. So the Next Playground's an Android console with a camera to play motion games, kind of like you used to play on the Kinect on the Xbox. So you could play like Fruit Ninja and stuff like that. And this outsold the Xbox, which is fucking embarrassing. You lost to fucking Fruit Ninja, bro. What are you doing? And, great to see Next having some success in this, but they've got a Game Pass like subscription where you can play all the games on there, and it's much, much cheaper. Of course, and as it should be, because they're not going to be the quality of the games like they are on Game Pass, to be fair. But yeah, it's a cute wee thing, man. It was going for 200 USD, so the price was right, obviously, as well. And it's just this little cube with a camera on it. Have you seen what this looks like?
No, I'm gonna give it a quick Google now.
Yeah, it's just a little guy. But yeah, pretty
oh
funny.
Wow, it's like Lego.
Yeah, it looks like a little Lego thing, eh?
What the heck? It's kind of cool.
Yeah, so it's definitely interesting. But yeah, man, Microsoft, and they'll be like, we don't care about that. We only care about these statistics and blah blah blah. And number of players.
You care.
You should fucking care. You need to care, or you're gonna get. And I mean, I guess they don't want to be in the hardware space in the long run, but
someone's just
you need to care right now.
Someone's jabbing in the chest, being like, "Care, I need you to care.
I need you to start fucking caring, Microsoft. We were big fans of you, and you've let us down."
Because this chest tapping's gonna turn into me grabbing you by the scruff and be like, "Start caring now."
Yeah.
With a fat stack of cash, like, this could all be yours.
Smacking them with them Benjamins, baby. So yeah, the something I thought was quite interesting because it was really funny. The other day, I was in the car with Alex, and I was as I do, I was shitting on dreams, her hopes and dreams. I told her she'll never amount to anything. No, I'm kidding. But the game Dreams on the PS4 and the PS5. And it was like, look, Dreams had all this potential. They should have put it on PC. They should have made a way for people to export their games. And nothing of consequence has been released on Dreams. And then literally 2 days later, something of consequence has released on Dreams. I couldn't believe it. So Banjo-Kazooie Mumbo Mania, the fan game made in Dreams, and it looks amazing. It looks like a Banjo-Kazooie game. It looks and it sounds like Banjo Kazooie. I don't own Dream, so I haven't played it. Apparently, it feels like Banjo. Once again, Microsoft, please do something with this IP. Don't do another nuts and bolts. But holy shit, this is what people are making in fucking Dreams. Make a new Banjo game, please. People want this. You have all the fucking popular mascots. Well, not all of them, but you have Crash Bandicoot, you have Spyro. Rumored that there's a new Spyro game coming out next year, but we'll see. We'll believe it when I say it. Because their Crash 4 that they did, they missed the point a little bit by making it way harder than it needs to be. By like, oh, we hit a box off screen here, so it was really difficult to hit the gem. But overall, the level designs were really, really good. It felt really good to play. So there is some source over there. So they could make a good Banjo game if it was that, whether it's that same team or not. I can't remember. One of the teams I know left, but they were still going to work on something for them as a third party. Rare praised the game as on Twitter as well. They looked at it and they're like, wow, this is great. So please, Microsoft, please do something with this IP. People, the children, they yearn for the banjo. Not the instrument. And the kazoo. But yeah. So oh man, if you haven't seen this after this, bro, you got to look it up. It looks fucking awesome.
I think I
do. So some sad news that our boy Harada is leaving Bandai Namco.
Mr. Sunglasses.
Yeah. So he's been the game director since Tekken 3. I thought he was there from the start, and I know he worked on Tekken 2, but he only became the director from Tekken 3. And you know what? That's when the games got real fucking good. It's like, so I'm
Tekken
not a
3
Tekken
was a
1
console mover. What can we say? Yeah,
it's one of the most iconic and most important games on the PS1. It absolutely is. You've got like Tekken, you've got Gran Turismo, you've got Final Fantasy VII, you've got Crash Bandicoot, you've got Spyro. Like those are like the big games on there. Tekken 3 as well, like as by today's standards, it's all right, but it still holds up pretty well for that era of fighting game. Like it really does. It still looks pretty good as well for when it came out, because Tekken 1 and Tekken 2 look really rough and they feel rough. They're super basic, super simple. But I was little story time. I was at my boy, shout out Julian. I was at his birthday party when I was like, I don't know, in primary school. So let's say it's like 7 or 8, maybe like 8 years old. And he had a PS1. And I don't think I had one at that point. So I played Tekken 3 at his house, and it was insane. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. Anyway, later we got a PS1, and then for my birthday, he gifted me Tekken 1. And I was so chuffed to have Tekken 1. He gifted it to me because he had Tekken 1, 2, and 3.
Dude, what a J.
As a kid, I liked Tekken 2 the most when I was real young, because you had Angel and Devil and you could do laser beams, and I thought that was really cool. And then as an adult, you're like, Tekken 3 is the better game. Tekken 3 is way, way better. But so yeah, me and my brothers used to play a lot of Tekken 1 because that's what we had, because my homie gifted it to me. And yeah, so I adore that franchise. I played it ever since I was just a boy.
No, what I reckon actually happened was here is the song for the Fiji stage. It also comes with a really good fighting game.
Dude, that was my favorite stage as well.
Yeah,
that was like, I love that stage, man. That music's so good. I used to be a Yoshimitsu main back then as well, the good old days. They changed them too much, and then I couldn't use them that well in the later ones. But it was for the best that he changed, man. So yeah, so I did see a lot where he was, because this sounds like, from what he was saying, it sounds like retirement and not joining another team. We don't know. Maybe he does join another team and work on a new project, but he did make it sound like it was retirement. He talked about his friends and things, people he knew passing away, and he was a fan of the and friends with like the Ninja Gaiden creator as well, who passed away recently. So I think he's seen a lot of this and was like, man, I want to retire. But the alternative is maybe he's like, I want to work on a project that I'm passionate about after working on Tekken for nearly 30 years. You know, he's also said, oh, actually, just before I get that, he was fighting with the monetization team a lot as well because they had 2 teams on the game. So when they released when they released a new character, they were like separately selling the level, and he was like, "What the fuck? The fuck is this?" Because everyone was like coming for him on Twitter, being like, "What are you fucking doing? You know, you're selling me the character and the level I've got to buy separately." He was like, "I had no idea that this was how what was going to unfold." So he was fighting a lot with the monetization team, and I think that is possibly what soured his relationship with them. Is just he just got sick of that, and they just were not on the same page. And he was like the one trying to get the 2 teams together on the same page, and they just weren't. And he was just getting more and more frustrated. So yes, but he is going to be doing a DJ set at, I think it's the Tekken World Championship.
That is mint.
Yeah, so he said he's always wanted to do a DJ set at one of these tournaments and stuff. So very cool that he's doing that. We love Harada. Harada's one of my favorite like game developers like ever, and like game. You say what's the creative leads? You know, game directors. So yeah, it's sad to see him go, but it sounds like he has been slowly over the last kind of year or two putting responsibility of his job on other people to get them like ready to take over. Yeah, but yeah, sad news, man. I love that photo of him like at the arcade. We're holding the fucking AK. Like, it's so fucking cool wearing his sunglasses inside holding the AK. I'm like, this is the coolest a human being has looked, eh? Harada's the fucking man.
Cool.
Yeah. What was the story about him wearing the sunglasses? I think
if memory serves correct, it was for building hype for Street Fighter Cross Tekken. They was like, okay, you're going to be the bad guy, and it's just like, what do you mean? And it's just like you know, it's our people, it's our IP against your IP. It's just like need you to look bad. Maybe wear some sunglasses.
Yeah. And then he's just worn them ever since. Yeah.
It's become awesome. Part of his iconic look.
It has. This is so good, man. So I'd love to see him do something else as well. But if he's got to retire, man, I get it. Harada, enjoy your life, man. You deserve it. You've worked hard. You've given us some fucking banger games. And you always had my respect.
Likewise.
Shaka bruh. So Hollow Knight Silksong, the announced has sold 7 million copies. So it's fucking killing it. Which is awesome. And there's a free DLC coming next year. Look, I'm going to be honest. Great to hear. Love it. I don't need to come back to the game. I finished it. I'm done. I will see. Maybe they'll get me back. But I was pretty happy to put it down and be like, cool, I'm done with it. You know? Which, no, that's not an insult. That's just how you feel sometimes after you spend a bit of time with a game. Sometimes you're happy to be like, cool, it's done. This is good. I can move on. So Expedition 33, I think I mentioned this in the No Scrub special. However, that's a special episode. Side quest, that's a different thing. Yeah. So Expedition 33 had a budget of less than 10 million USD as well, which is insane to like win Game of the Year against all these big fucking heavy-hitted AAA games that spent probably over $100 million, and then to be like, yeah, we spent less than 10 million on this game and win all the awards. I think it just shows you that passion, and yes, you still need to have talented people, but passion and talent is far more important than just big money. It's just so much more important having that passionate people that I think as well it helps having people that worked at Ubisoft for so long and got burnt out working on the same slop that they just wanted to really had a burning passion to make something interesting. And this is your Ubisoft catching strays of the week segment. Can't help myself, but so no, great to see. Interested in seeing what they do next, and it sounds like there is going to be another game in the same world at some point. Probably the next game, which is exciting. The same, but the without giving too much away, the other side of the coin, if you will. So, Stephen, I believe you had something to say in this part.
Well, so I've been thinking, and it all started like it's always been in the back of my head, and I'll get to the actual thought, but this is talking about genre of games that has existed probably from basically from the Greek times to it'll probably live on till in the future where our heads live in jars, separated from our bodies. And
I've seen Futurama.
yeah, it is a score settler. It is going into the fish and chip shop and seeing an arcade and being like, what is that? I am talking about MILF. Man, I love fighting games. And this thought came to me, like I've always been like, yeah, no, I love fighting games. But then I was playing Dead or Alive 6 and I was starting to learn the ins and outs of their combat system, and I was like, I actually really love this genre. I love the fact that at the end of the day, it's set rounds. The rules generally are the same. It's your health gets tacked away, you lose. But it's the way that people are able to express within that set of rules. Like people who have different mechanics. Like I love it where to like one of Tekken's thing for the longest time was they're learning someone's 10-hit combo. They're unblockables. I loved Street Fighter because of its legacy. I mean, Street Fighter 2 had one of the first female fighters in a fighting game. But then we also go to smaller franchises like Under Night and Birth, and I love their system of they have a meter which is like tug of war. It rewards you and builds meter for going on the offense, but your meter decreases when you back away from the opponent. So it's like you can play a defensive style, but at a cost. I love it in Devil May and not Devil May Cry, Dead or Alive 6. They have a rock paper scissors system where it's like you have strikes, a grapple, and a thing called a hold, which is a offensive parry, and one trumps the other, learning when to utilize them. And then we go all the way into like the distant future of Street Fighter 6, where you have the mechanics of your drive meter, of when to use it. And if you lean too heavy on that, you're going to be in a stance where every attack they do is on plus, on plus, even on block. You can't use your EX moves.
I've
And
been there.
yeah, and it's just like just thinking about all these mechanics and stuff. It sends me down like just fighting games in general sends me down memory lane. Like I mentioned the fish and chip arcade shop specifically because I remember when I was young. I remember parents were ordering something and I see this arcade and it's like, who's the guy in the red headband fighting Cyclops? That's cool. And yeah, there's just so many different games out there. And when you think about it, people like 3D fighting game, 2D fighting game, they will have their own mechanics, the way that they use the buttons. Some people, like with Street Fighter, they have a 6-button system, like Tekken as well, I meant. No, they're 4, isn't it? Because there's
Yeah,
limbs.
they're four, but you'll have other things on shortcuts. Whereas like rage art and things like that, you can still have those on the back buttons, but there are combinations you can do on the face buttons to enter those as well.
Yeah.
So
And
it's four, but four plus.
but then you have people like you have games like Dead or Alive where it's like there's punch, kick, punch, kick, grapple, a dedicated grappling button, which I thought I was a little bit, but so many variants you can do, and your block slash hold. Then you kick it all the way down to Blaze Blue, where I think it's the circle button. That is a button where everyone has a unique move, and that's how you press it. Like, that's how you get their unique move out. I was like, that's cool. Wasn't expecting that. So, shout out fighting games.
Yeah, shout out. Yeah, shout out. Big MILFs here. Man, I love fighting games. I want to shout out as well because it is the Arxis Works game I've played the most in Dragon Ball Fighters. Just having that basic like auto combo system, you can mash the same button to do a fairly basic combo, but if you're learning the game, then it's really, really good. Like I found I got my fundamentals down and I didn't remember the big combos, but the way I was still doing well because I had the rest of those fundamentals down. I'm like, cool, well, I'll do the auto combo and I'll end that with a Kamehameha or whatever, blast of whoever's using. And it makes you still be somewhat competitive. You can still play at like a decent medium level without remembering you've got to do this 20 inputs for a combo. But if you do spend the time to learn that, you are going to be significantly better. So just it made the bar, like the floor was much, much higher in that game, but the ceiling was still high because you don't want to have them too close, but you don't want to have them too far either. You can, if the floor's way too low and you just go and you just get beaten, you get the shit kicked out of you by someone who's like a little better than you. But I think it just raised the floor. So it was really, really good game design. I was really, really impressed with that. And to make an IP as popular as Dragon Ball, and then to make a hardcore fighting game on it, and not just like a Tenkaichi or anything like that,
An arena fighter
was a really, really bold move. But then to put those kind of mechanics in just made it so much more accessible for people as well, which is awesome. And it's not, modern controls in Street Fighter. So
another, I know some people like, oh, it's a trash fighting game, but it's always had a little bit of a soft spot in my heart. Is King of Fighters. One thing that I really like is it has its own storyline with its characters like Kyo and all that. But when you look at it, King of Fighters is almost like a celebration of the SNK IP. Like the game is Tag Fighter filled up with so many different characters just from different SNK properties. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah. No, it is really cool to see, man. I love when these games, they do a little crossover, Why not? You got the IP. You already own it. Why not, man? Get some fucking Metal Slug in there, bro. Give me a little Metal Slug.
I know that when they did as SNK versus Capcom, or SBC Chaos, one of the characters you could play as was one of the Tentacle Martians.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I'm pretty
That's
sure
cool
one of his powerful moves is spaceship just crashes into the opponent.
Dude, that fucking rules. That's real cool. So, what it was great timing for Steve to bring this up as well, because they've announced the Evo Vegas lineup for next year, and this was the order in which they were. So this was kind of showing off how big the games are. Essentially, usually it's by how many people have entered and so on as well. Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, Fatal Fury. I didn't realize it was City of the Wolves, not just City of Wolves. You got to add that in there. Under Night in Birth Sis Celeste, bro. We got to do something about that name. Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. Rivals of Aether 2, which is cool. Platform fighter.
Nice.
A 2X KO. Nice. Guilty Gear Strive, which is still doing well. Blaze Blue Centralification. Central Fiction? Is that it? I don't know, man. I'm not a scholar. Is Central Fiction one word? Is that a real word? I don't know.
Infinite Undiscovery.
Yeah. Virtua Fighter 5 Revo World Stage, also long name. What are we doing? Vampire Savior. This was a surprise. Invincible Versus is going to be there. That's fucking cool. The more I see on this game, the more I'm like, this looks good, man. And like I said, the Avatar game, I was originally like, that looks cool. And then you see it in motion, you're like, it does look like a Flash. Looks like when I used to play sometimes way back when I was younger, there was like a there was a Super Flash Bros. It was a Flash version of Smash Bros. I used to play it on my fucking keyboard. It was rough, man. But yeah, I mained Captain Falcon on there. So it's cool to see anyway.
Super
We're seeing
Flash Bros. That's awesome.
Yeah, good name. But no Mortal Kombat. People were just not hot on MK1 like at all. People, the pros and stuff, they were just like, bro, this is crap. So,
and no fighters either.
To be fair, Fighters is an old game by this point.
They are getting the Super Saiyan 4 Daima update.
That's true. When did Fighters come out? I'm always surprised about how long ago.
18.
Pull it up, Jamie. Yeah, bro. January 2018. That game's been out for a while. I love though with Evo, sometimes they're like, all right, so this year we're going to bring Marvel vs. Capcom 2 back. And Justin Wong's like, oh, let's fucking go.
We're going to bring back Clay Fighters.
Yeah, I do love that about Evo sometimes. But yeah, I think we had Fighters last year, I think, in Evo, possibly, which was it coming back. We don't have Smash anymore in there because, well, for a little bit, Sony owned Evo. I think it's now been sold. I think it's Saudis. I think the Saudis own it now.
This is a canon episode, by the way.
This one is canon. So I better watch what I say. Yeah, so Nintendo were like, oh, well, we can't have Smash Bros. Here now that Sony own it. Shut up, bitch. What a pussy. What pussy behavior. Come on, bro.
I like the idea
of this. We can't be here.
I like the idea of a bunch of execs like at the they're about to show up to Evo. It's like, oh yeah, Sony, and they're like they've got suitcases and they're holding red Mario hats and like, we're having none of this. They put them on and all just turn around and walk away.
Leave it, yeah. Yeah, that's so funny. Everyone in unison puts on their Mario hats, picks up the suitcase and walks out and let out quiet wahoo as they leave.
Wahoo, but disgruntled.
Yeah. They let out some Wario. They take the Mario hat off, put the Wario hat on, and all leave. How they tell you, that's how they let you know their mood. But yeah, as much as I don't know, I'm not super familiar with a couple of those games. Overall, it's a pretty good list. It doesn't feel like some years you're like, oh, why is this one not on here? Or what the fuck is this? You're like, it's a pretty good list, man. It's most of the big players on there for sure. Hopefully I'll catch some this year. Sometimes I just forget that it's on. I'm like, oh fuck. And for us, Evo, normally the last day of Evo is often on a Monday because it's on Sunday in America, and I'm like at work and I'm trying to watch it at my desk and try not to get myself in trouble. Dude, that was the worst part of having an esports team back in the day, like with Lost Souls, and our most of our games being in the UK, and me just having to try to watch it at my fucking desk at work, and just like getting myself in shit, watch my team, and my team's winning, and I'm like, fucking yeah,
banging on the table.
Yeah, talking to a customer on the phone or something, and I'm just like, fuck yeah, what was that? Oh, nothing. No, don't worry about it.
Yeah, you wouldn't get it. Don't worry.
But it's crazy. Like when everyone's got like favorite teams and stuff, and watching your favorite team is great. Owning a team and watching them play, you are so much more invested. Like you couldn't fucking believe. I didn't realize. At the time, I was watching so much esports as well in general, and you can't imagine how fucking invested you are once you've got real stakes in it. It's crazy. Like I'll get fucking stressed out watching the fucking Counter-Strike team throw. I'll be like, fuck, what are they doing? You know, and I always message them, oh yes, hey, good game, boys. You'll get them next time. You know? But yeah, so.
I just envision esports coach Lewis just wearing like a red zip-up tracksuit. He's got like a white towel around his neck, a whistle around his neck also.
just for him blowing the whistle like in the fucking game room, and it's like, what is he doing? Get him to leave. Oh man, but. Me and John reminiscent about that last night on stream. I was like, I do miss it, but also I ain't spending that fucking money again, bro. What a fucking money pit. Holy shit. And it's never happening again. I tell you what, I didn't have grey hair until I fucking had an esports team. That's not true. I found my first one at 12 years old. I knew it was over for me. So, anyway, Evo was good. Some news that's not good. NVIDIA to cut 30 to 40% gaming GPU production starting next year. And this will be so they can just invest in more AI infrastructure ultimately, which makes sense. You've only got so many factories that can make so many GPUs and so on, and so many chips. You're gonna use those machines and that to make these AI chips, which is sad for the gamer. But I am hoping that AMD or Intel could possibly step up and really become a bigger player in this market, and really put out something great and great value for consumers. I would love to see it. The only problem is that we see with Intel, if Intel gets ahead in this regard, then the prices just go up and up and up, and they end up having no more to show for it. But that is just how it is. So
I reckon it should rest on the shoulders of AMD, given the fact that they had the most plugs at the Game Awards.
Yeah, they had heaps of like real short ads. They min-maxed the fuck out of it.
Effective.
They're like, we ain't spending $1 million, bro. We're gonna do a bunch of short ads. So yeah, I'd love to see AMD do better as well. And they're doing well on the CPUs. They absolutely are. They also get the contracts for the PlayStations and the Xboxes, and they're getting the Steam machines as well as the new Valve headset, VR headset. So they are getting, AMD does get a lot of business. Nvidia's got the Switch for I believe it's a Tegra chip. So yeah, and obviously they've got the GPU market cornered. They've got by far the best GPUs generally. AMD stuff's not bad, but it's just not at that same level. And DLSS exists, which is what everybody's putting in their games.
Not dick sucking lips.
Dick licking sucks.
Sucks.
It's got 2 S's. Yeah. So, this one I thought was funny. Call of Duty are no longer going to be releasing back to back of the same game. So they're not going to get. Well, that was what was I trying to rap out there? That was fucking wild. They're not going to release 2 Black Ops or 2 Modern Warfares like back to back like they've done with this. They did Black Ops 6 and 7 because yes, they believe that is one of the reasons why the sales have slipped. Honestly, I think that's a small amount. I think the bigger part is you put out a game that wasn't very good. And me and Sam, we've talked a lot about AI and things in games, and there's levels to how they utilize AI in it. But they couldn't be bothered creating calling cards and used AI to create Studio Ghibli slop fucking lookalike AI cards for the player calling cards and things like that. And that's where I'm like, look, you haven't used this the way it should be used. This isn't a tool.
Lazy.
Yeah, this wasn't a tool to assist you. You just threw some prompts into this and said, cool, I'm just going to use this now. That's not the way it should be used in game development, to do all the work for you. It's supposed to be a tool to assist you. Yes, they were probably under the pump. They were probably under time constraints, absolutely. Then they shouldn't have fucking gone then. They should have done what they normally do and have the other team go and put their game out, and then they do their one. They should have done the Modern Warfare or whatever. But also, I think we need a bit more variety again. Not just Modern Warfares and Black Ops. Do something different again. Yes, Call of Duty Ghost was kind of ass and Vanguard was questionable, but at least do something different. Don't just keep doing the same shit over and over again. I know that's Call of Duty. They've done the same shit over and over again. That's the point. But mix it up a little bit. I liked Advanced Warfare with the little kind of exoskeletons and your double jump and bit of wall running. I liked it. Maybe I'm the only person who did, but I enjoyed that game. Please just mix it up. Do better. Bungie have settled the stolen art lawsuit for Marathon. So the rumors are They paid them a lot of money, rumored to be in the millions, but the person they had sued, they had posted on Twitter to be like, yep, lawsuit's done, cool, that's it, and they'll be under NDA and they'll never be talking about it again, I imagine, or until their NDA's up. So we'll likely never know the amounts. And that's good. Glad the person's getting paid. And I know it's technically not Bungie. It is Bungie, but it's not their fault in a way. It's the people who were working on it that thought they could get that AI or that stolen art across the board. I know as well. I'm not one to defend a big corporation or anything, right? And Bungie's made a lot of mistakes. They made a lot of fuck ups. But these people that when you're acting on behalf of a company and you've stolen this art and chucked it in there, you really fuck the company over. Like your actions cost them millions of dollars. And if they know for certain who it was, they should probably come after you, the individual, for doing that shit. Unfortunately, I know it sucks. And I hate seeing big companies fuck people over, but someone's brought it upon themselves. Like, really, if you were stealing that and putting it in there, and it reflected clearly very negatively on them because they were like, oh, well, fuck, we just thought they were putting their art up for us. Like, yeah. It reflects bad on the company who, put the game out or put that early access out. So, yes, but in other Marathon news anyway, they put out a new, devlog for it. It does look fucking good, man. It looks really good. I was really impressed. I was like, damn it, I want to play it. So, obviously, we've got a couple of boys that love Tarkov, and I played it with them one time, and I was like, I never want to play this again for the rest of my life. I really strongly disliked it, and I thought maybe is it extraction shooters? It's not extraction shooters. It's just Tarkov for me. It's very, very slow paced. It's very methodical. It's very realistic. I like to play a game where I can talk a bit of shit. And this is like, you shut the fuck up and listen to footsteps. I'm like, I'm just not into that. It's too serious and too sweaty for me. Because Hunt Showdown, I love it. It is serious and sweaty, and sometimes you got to shut the fuck up. But the monsters I find more interesting than just fighting Russians. I find them very interesting. Arc Raiders, you've got the Arcs, which are just big fucking robots, some of smaller robots as well. It just interests me way, way more. And Marathon's got a bunch of that shit. And I love the simplistic art style of it, the non-stolen art. There is this simplicity to it, which is, I think, really nice. So, yeah. It's cool to see that there is hope for this, but just extraction shooters right now, it's like we are going to hit an oversaturation point at some point. This is the new hotness. But you got any interest in some extraction shooters, Stephen?
No, because I feel like they would fuck up my heart's natural rhythm.
Get you out of your circadian rhythm.
Yeah. No, dude, I just don't think I have it in me to be that sweaty.
I completely understand. I played a couple of games of Arc Raiders the other night, and dude, it was so funny. I saw a dude, and I was like, I'm going to shoot first, ask questions later. I shot him a couple of times. He's like, oh, no, I'm good. Sorry, bro. Freely. I'm like, sorry, man. I was like, I should have been an asshole and just killed him. But I just don't have that dog in me. I'm like, hey, sorry, bro. Sorry. He's like, you're all good, mate. You're all good. I'm like, carried on my way. I just wish I could be this piece of shit and just fucking turn it on and just kill people. Because I tell you what, when people start firing at me, and I'm like, freely, friendly, they don't give a fuck. They put me down. But I just have this thing in me where I'm like, oh no, he's not happy about it. Oh, I don't want to upset the guy. He's probably just worked an 8-hour shift, in the mines, and he's just trying to enjoy himself. He's just like me, for real. Oh God, he just worked a big shift trying to enjoy his day. So yeah, I can't be this piece of shit that I want to be. I want to be a piece of shit, and I just can't.
Like that had a long day, like your Marvel Rivals chat story.
Oh yeah, that's right. That this guy was just being really nasty to this other person in the game who wasn't playing that bad, but they were playing a little average, and it was just like, I was like, hey man, that's not cool. Or something like that. I'm like, hey, cut it out. They're trying their best. And he's like, oh, sorry, man, I've just had a bad day. I was like, doesn't mean you should take it out on them. He's like, nah, sorry, man. And then it was like completely diffused. Everyone was like chill. He was at the ends gave GGs. So I was like, okay, what the fuck? I'm not normally this person. I don't normally engage in chat at all in games. I just keep to myself. And this was in text chat. And I was like, yeah, okay. You know, wicked. This worked out really well. I'm like, it was so funny though hearing a guy just like, sorry, man, it's been a rough day. Like, hey, you're all good. Just cut it out. Just ease off them. Okay. He's like, yeah, fair enough. So yeah, it's good to see like someone who's genuinely not a bad person who is just frustrated as well. Like you could tell is that the way that he then realized I am being an asshole and backed off. It's like my method that I say no one should do, but this is what I do. When I've got a customer who fuck it is escalating, I fucking meet them at their level. I'm like, all right, cunt, let's fucking go then, eh? Let's fucking I'll fucking tell you how it is. 9 times out of 10, they back down. You're like, great. 1 out of 10, they escalate further. I'm like, oh, I've dug myself into a hole here. This is no good. But
they start uncuffing the work shirt cuffs. It's like, all right, all right.
It's never been like that. It's always on the phone. It's always, but I'm like, I'm 33 years old. I'm just not good. You just cannot talk to me like that. I'm not taking that. You can't just be an abusive cunt. You can't just be doing that. Or I'm just going to start telling you fucking how it is. First of all, because you're wrong. I've worked in this industry for 10 years. I know more about it than you. Okay? you don't know what you're talking about. So I fucking meet them at their level. And 9 out of 10, when they back down, I calm down too. I'm like, all right, let's see if we can get a solution together for you. But yeah, that 1 in 10, man, it's no good. It's no good. But I got to run the gambit. I got to do it. I have to do it. It's who I am at this point. So yeah. Anyway, that was off topic, but we just got to bring that shit. That's funny. So sad news with EA. Dead Space, they've said, is on ice, and they've got no plans to bring it back. The remake was amazing, and it actually sold well. It would have been profitable for them, but I think for them, it's like they want big profits. They want silly profits. They want ridiculous profits they should not expect because it's a horror game. And Capcom can get away with it because games are cheaper to make in Japan than they are in the West. It's just true. The average wage for a game developer there, I think, is less than half of like that what they are in California. So they just do these things on a lower budget and make great things. So what I would want to see really is I want them to sell Dead Space. Don't fucking keep it. EA, if you're not going to do anything with it, just fucking sell it, get rid of it, and sell it to Capcom, or you know what? Sell it to fucking Bloober Team, okay? Let Bloober Team have it because, yes, they are hit or miss. Chronos: The New Dawn, I hear, is actually pretty good and pretty Dead Space inspired. I think they would make a good Dead Space game, and I think that they would actually dedicate and allocate the resources to doing a good Dead Space game. I'd probably do a hard reboot, start it from the start. But yes, that's who I think. I think Bloober Team would actually be the best one, but really, I think because they still have a chance of mismanaging, the other one would be Capcom. Capcom, I mean, really cross Pragmata with Resident Evil, bro. You've got Dead Space.
Oy, good way of putting it.
You kind of have it there. I think that Capcom could do it. I just think that kind of horror. It sounds weird to say, but is Japanese? Do you know what I mean? Like Dead Space is very much a Western horror. You could tell in the way it is and its serious tone and so on.
Claustrophobic.
Yeah, I still think they could do it well, but Bloober Team, I think they're in Poland, and obviously they did Silent Hill 2 remake, which was very good as well. So yeah, they understand atmosphere better than anything, which is great. And now they're starting to get gameplay, which is awesome. So yeah, sell it to them, man. You're not going to do anything with it. Don't just fucking hoard the IP. Just fucking get rid of it. Just become the Battlefield of FIFA studio you just want to be. I'm not even an EA hater in current year, but this fucked me off, man. I love Dead Space. My favorite survival horror series, like franchise, right? And yes, Dead Space 3 had its problems. Was not great. Like Dead Space 1, survival horror with a bit of action. Dead Space 2, like a bit more action, but a really good balance of like horror and action. That's my favorite one. Absolutely love it. Kind of like, in a way, maybe Resident Evil 4, kind of like that mix of the action and horror. And then the third one, they're like, yeah, it's an action game. We've got a co-op campaign. And you're like, oh, bro, this just isn't as good. The story ended up crap. And co-op campaign was actually quite fun. You had these two characters. One of them was just going through and seeing all the shit you were seeing. The other one, because in Dead Space, you've got the marker that like kind of taints people's minds and so on. And they are like seeing all these things that aren't there and hallucinating and having a fucked up experience. Cool, really cool idea. But execution was just like, it's an action game. You're like, man, I wanted some more horror. And I'm not even a horror guy. I just needed it though. Areas were a little more outside and open as well. And I was like, you need a little bit of claustrophobia. The outside sections need to be like less frequent. The next one, this is probably the biggest thing, to be quite honest. So Netflix has agreed to buy Warner Brothers for $82.7 billion. But however, Paramount now is trying to do a hostile takeover and has offered, I think it was like $30 per share, which works out to be $108.4 billion and is all cash. So it's just no shares in companies, anything like that. We're just like, we have the fucking money. We will just buy it. We would just buy it straight up. So because Warner Brothers and Netflix are already in an agreement, and there's a $5 billion payout clause if the deal doesn't go through, I believe, to Warner Brothers from Netflix. But now Warner Brothers has got to be having that discussion with their board and their shareholders to be like, well, fuck, we could be getting another, what, $20+ billion for this. Close to $26 billion. That's absurd. So they've got to be like, fuck, how do we try to get out of this Netflix one so we can get this money from here, right? Maybe they see it and say, this is a better fit for us and would rather go with Netflix, but usually for the shareholders, it's about the money. But why this matters here is because while Netflix has showed an interest in games, they haven't really put anything out of consequence. And if they do get it, will this be the death of NetherRealm and Mortal Kombat? Like, Avalanche and Hogwarts Legacy and Rocksteady and the Batman Arkham series. Will this be what puts them down? Because I fucking hope not. I really hope, especially for NetherRealm. I know we're a little harsh on Mortal Kombat in the current day because we just expect a little more from them. Like especially as time's gone on, the fighter it's the most disjointed feeling of the big fighting games. Like so that's why we have Street Fighter and Tekken and Arxis like S tier, and that's why Mortal Kombat's like B tier or A tier.
I would say A tier, yeah.
A tier, yeah. They are A tier. A tier. I mean, until 1 came out, they were A tier, S tier storytelling for fighting games, which I know the bar is incredibly low because everyone's like fucking C tier storytelling and fighting games, really. But their storytelling when like 9, which is the reboot, which is just called Mortal Kombat, 9, 10, and 11 was really, really good storytelling for a fighting game. Like actually really good, really fun campaigns as well. And then 1, it sounds like they've dropped the ball. I still need to play it. So this isn't from my own experience, but they tried to do kind of a reboot of the universe in universe, like for reasons to reboot as well. And they just kind of dropped the ball, was my understanding. But yes, I would hate to see them go. Really, I know Batman Arkham series, they fucked up with Suicide Squad, but they've still got gas in the tank. They just need to go back to what they're good at and what they know. I think would be really good. Avalanche and Hog League, they've only put out that one game of consequence, really, but it was massive. Like I said, 40 million copies sold. Massive success. So I'd hate to see that go as well. They already closed down the studio that made the Shadow of Mordor and Shadow War games, which I don't think should have been closed down, but I guess they were struggling financially. They bought the team that made Multiverses and then immediately closed them down within a year. Which was sad. Like, so I'm obviously struggling, but I just hope Netflix doesn't drop the ball with this, and I just think they will. Paramount, I think, would also drop the ball. So I know they've even said in the like they said people were taking this as like they don't care about the game side, and that wasn't true. The quote was, and I don't have the exact quote here, but it was something along the lines of, it wasn't in the consideration of why they were buying Warner Brothers. That doesn't mean they don't want it, but they wanted Warner Brothers. They wanted the rest of it. They wanted the film side ultimately, which is worth the most amount of money. Doesn't mean they didn't want the games, because Netflix has been trying to get into games. So we will see what happens. And because now a lot of people are like, no, Netflix is killing cinemas. I don't want to watch a movie in the cinema anymore, bro. I just don't. I don't want to go out and buy a $20 box of popcorn. I want to watch my shit at home. I got to be honest. I don't care about personally for me. I know I would hate to see cinemas actually close. Years ago, I was like, look, cinemas are dying. Cinemas are done, right? And then COVID happened. And I think because COVID happened and people could not go out and could not go to the cinema, I think once it was over, the cinemas started booming again. I think COVID actually saved the cinemas. I think they would have declined further. The only thing I love seeing in cinemas now, action movies, man. Yeah. Action movies in cinema is so good, because if you're watching a drama or something, I've actually got a really good setup, really good stereo, good TV and all that. So I get a great experience at home anyway. But the sound is just fucking that much better at the cinema, which action movies suit really, really well. Like, if I was watching a drama or something, I may as well watch it at home, because the audio doesn't lend to it that much better. But if you're watching John Wick or something, cinema is the way to go. 100%.
Or Dragon Ball Super Broly.
Oh, dude, it was so fucking good in cinemas. Yeah. Unreal. I'm a Steven knows I'm always shitting on the weeaboos. I'm always shitting on our mates who are just always weebing out. And then I was like, bro, Broly might have been one of the best movies that year. It was so fucking good. It was exceptional. So I say, I'll like weebs, and then I'm like, nah, that shit ripped. You saw it twice, didn't you?
I did indeed.
Yeah, look at this weeaboo, bro. What the fuck? No, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, yes, it would be sad for them to go, but I hope that Netflix still does the thing where they're like, look, we're going to put it out in cinemas. It'll be out in cinemas for a month, and then it's going to release on our platform. Even something like that, I'd be cool with. You know, they can also net a bit of money in the cinema then. Some people will be like, no, I'll just wait. But a lot of people still want that experience. And I think it's important that it is still there for those people. But will that mean ticket prices go up, or popcorn becomes, even more than $20? Who knows? This deal may not even go through, for all we know. It's just, it might not get through the fucking the channels of like the government regulation stuff, because they might be considered a monopoly. Who knows? But I'm not an expert on American law and mergers and acquisitions, but yeah, I know there's a lot of hoops they have to jump through, much like the Microsoft, Activision, Blizzard, King. Got to shout out King in that. They actually need a lot of money. And that took, 2 years to go through? So this might be a similar thing. Maybe it's shorter. Who knows? So yeah, well, anything by them you'd be disappointed to see go? If the games division tanks?
Warner Brothers. I mean, it would suck if Arkham and Mortal Kombat are done with, but I don't really play many Warner Brother games. They're the only two ones I really that really come to mind when I think Warner Brother video game adaptations.
Yeah, I'm the same. Oh, you'd be sad if Back 4 Blood didn't get a sequel?
Who?
It was okay. Yeah, I enjoyed it. But yeah. They published Scribblenauts Showdown? Hell yeah.
I don't find one of the Scribblenauts on 3DS. I thought that was quite nice.
Yeah, I did as well. I had a good time. Yeah, so we'll see what happens, man. We will see. So a little bit of what we're playing. I've been I've been busy recently. I haven't had much time to play a whole lot. However, the one thing that I have been playing is The Binding of Isaac. I fucking went on about this game 2 weeks ago, so I'm not gonna go in too much more detail on it. It's still fucking got its claws on me. I guess also we played Repo yesterday on stream because Script was away, so the boys will play Repo. That's how it goes. So yeah, I'm going to explain to you because I've now finally beaten the last boss. I've maxed out one character out of however many fucking characters there are. It's absurd. But yeah, I'm going to try explain this, but it's going to sound messed up. So once you're in the DLC for Repentance, it unlocks another path. So you've got to finish your first floor with a key to get into a secret area. So not really secret, but you need to have a key. If you don't have a key, you're not getting in there, right? So you go down into, it's like, I don't know, I can't remember what they're called, but it's like the damp basement. It's like there's water on the floor. Operation. You know, it's there's different bosses and there's different enemies. It is kind of cool, but the convoluted shit you have to do to get to this boss, right? So you've got to get these knife pieces, and how you get one of them is you have to find this white fire that you then jump on the white fire, which turns you into a little spirit. And then you have to go to this mirror, and then it takes you into some mirror world, and you've got to fight through the mirror world to essentially get that knife piece. Right? It's convoluted, it's stupid, and that's what it is, right? So you go do that. Okay, sweet. How the fuck were you supposed to know about this? Who knows? And then once you've done that, you've got the first piece. Second one, not as bad, but kind of weird. So it's like almost looks like an abandoned like mine, and you've got to go press these 3 buttons on this, or I think it's 3, yeah, around the map. They're much easier to find, and once you've pressed all 3 of those, a door opens up, and then you can, or a little to a mine cart, and you ride the mine cart, and then you have to run through this area. You then pick up the second piece, so you get the knife, which is cool, and then you have to run away from a spirit of a boss that's called Mother. I guess slight spoiler for that. There's Mum earlier, but then you've got to run away from this ghost Mother. And then you've got the full knife. And once you're up to a certain point, you have to use that knife by walking into this particular door with that item, which will then get you to fight Mother. If you beat Mother, great. And then unlocks another path. So when you get right to the first ending, which is not really the real ending, where you fight at first Mum's heart and then becomes, oh no, I've got ahead of myself. You fight it. No. Oh, what am I doing? You fight Mum, right? That boss, not It Lives, not Mum's heart. It's before then. You fight Mum, and then on that floor, before you fight her, there's a skull with a little X on its head. And if you kill that, or you blow that skull up, you get a card called the Fool. The Fool will take you back to a previous room, because once you beat Mum, you can't exit. You have to just go down. You have to go further down into the womb or utero. Very fun. Very fun, The Binding of Isaac, the whack fucking names. You have to go. So once you've got that, you can tell it. You have to pick up either the Polaroid or the negative. There are items that spawn after you kill Mum. You then teleport out of that room with one of those. You then bring one of those to the door. The door then opens because you need to put one of those in there. And then you essentially run through the levels backwards, but with different enemies. And you hear Isaac's parents fucking arguing, and that's the whole thing. And then you've got to beat Dogma, which is a boss, and then which has got 2 phases, and then you've got to beat the 4 horsemen and their different variants that are in there, and then you have to beat the beast. So you've got to deal with this big boss gauntlet to win. It is so fucking convoluted. Like once you've done the part, like you don't have to do that Mother part every time, which is great. So you just have to beat Mum and then teleport out with one of those, like the Polaroid or the negative items. So it gets less convoluted, but you're like, how are people supposed to figure this shit out, bro? This is fucking whack. Great game, still a banger, still one of the greats of all time. But bro, this shit is fucking whack. So at least I've now done that. I've beaten the beast with 2 characters. I've unlocked 2 of the tainted characters. by doing that. And one character now has everything ticked off on the list, which is awesome. But I don't think I'm going to do all of that because it would take me probably another 100 hours, to be quite honest, because it's very difficult with some characters. But yeah, I've been enjoying it still. It's great. It is an excellent game. Always, yeah, I'm happy I've come back to it because it had been a few years since I played it.
Catching up with
It's
an
probably
old
close
friend.
to 5. Yeah, exactly. Even with that convoluted shit, it's
Naked,
what have you been playing,
crying
mate?
friend.
Yeah. He loves a good cry, old Isaac.
Well, so when we watched the Game Awards, a announcement trailer that I was just like, oh, seems pretty cool. We were talking about we got a Tomb Raider game coming out in 2027. Sorry, that's quite a way away. I like the idea that as a sort of like a gap stop, they are remaking the first game. I was like, that's cool. The little bit they showed off. I was like, oh yeah. And I was going through Steam and I saw they had like 3 of the Crystal Dynamics Square Enix Tomb Raiders for $11. I was like, fuck it, why not? I didn't think I would enjoy. Well, I'm only part way through the first one. It has its claws in me. There are things, designs that are very reminiscent of like the PS3 Xbox era, where it's a lot of quick time events, but not an obnoxious amount. I love it how there's parts where it gets the claustrophobia of like sneaking through little tiny gaps. There's a part where you have to like scale up this really tight area by pressing your back against the wall and basically just kicking your way up. And as someone who's like claustrophobic, especially like around people, I was just like, oh, I can admit it's just like if that was me, I would be pissing and shitting myself.
Shitting and pissing and coming.
But there's a part where it's just like, you know, if it was a guy character, it would still suck. But just seeing the stuff like her just falling down and getting like her stomach like impaled with a bit of shrapnel, you die going down a raft and you see like a branch just go through her throat and stuff like that. It's just like, no, she can't die. It's like, I have to save her.
Yeah, dude, I've heard the death animations are apparently fucking brutal. Like I've heard they're like really like people are like, damn, this shit is nasty. Like what people are like, what the fuck?
It's an incentive not to die because it's like, no, I can't see her like that.
No, I must protect my lady.
But no, it's good, and
a lot of men feel that way though about when they see stuff like that. Like, oh no, I want to see a woman get hurt.
Especially like again, a branch just through the throat, and she's like grabbing it like and dies.
Wild.
It's
Wild,
good,
yeah.
And I'm looking forward to finishing this one and moving on to the next one, then the next one.
Because did you play these back in the day as well?
Nope. So I think same situation as you. Saw a mate play the first one. It's like, oh, this is sick, and I don't know, just never really thought about it much. And then I saw $11. It's like, that's hardly money. So
yeah,
got it.
Girl math.
Girl bossing in this game, man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. I was, yeah, like we said, I always had the intentions of playing it, and then just never got around to it. It's just one of those games. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention. There's hidden tombs you can go to, which is just puzzles. Like there's this one where it's like there's all these like gas cans around the place. I wonder why they're there. And there's like this big platform you gotta lob them on top and then get it down to your level, take them all off, and then quickly run up these stairs, jump as it's just about to hit the point where you can't reach it, and then jump onto it, jump onto this platform, open up a chest. You feel smart when you did it. Watch the guide, but you feel.
It's great. There's a this hidden temple that hasn't been touched by man in thousands of years, and I found a machine gun part in a chest.
Yeah, essentially.
It's kind of fun though. I mean, the thing is, like, I know people meme on that, but also, I'm. I was saying earlier about games that are so serious and so sweaty and everything. I don't. I can suspend my disbelief. Like, I'm playing a video game.
Yeah.
You know, I'm fine. I'm fine with that stuff generally. Like, if the tone is being real, like real serious, then sure. But Tomb Raiders, they're a serious game, but they're not like a. It's not taking itself seriously like The Last of Us, for example, right? It's a fun game. It's a video game first, and then there's like the tone isn't like a light tone, but it's not that fucking deep, you know.
Yeah.
Which I enjoy. I like that.
Nah, would recommend. Would recommend.
Yeah. Hell yeah, brother. It's awesome. Are you playing anything else at the moment?
At the moment, no. Over time, as soon as I finished Stranger of Paradise, I uninstalled that, did my dash. I was playing that idle game, Berserker Bits, but it's an idle game. I usually have it chucked on. I'll get my wee internet guy that's not Mega Man and it's not Battle Network, to do some laps, do some runs to get some resources while I'm watching a stream. But I didn't. It's not like I felt the video game depression starting to set in, but I was just like, I don't know what to play, and I still need to play the Street Fighter 6 update. No Alex yet, but then yeah, got Tomb Raider, and I was just like, yeah, no, that's all I've been playing.
It's good though, man. It's nice when you find that game as well. And you're just like, yeah, I'm fucking enjoying this. It's good shit.
And the best thing is, there's a sequel to look forward to as soon as I finish.
Yeah, and you've got 2 other sequels to play right now as well. So yeah, that's awesome.
Good shit.
Absolutely. All right, so yes, I've got a wee review. So just a cheeky wee review that we so it is so for The Binding of Isaac, crying on Poop Simulator 20 ? Or 20XX is I think we would say, us Mega Man fans, by Scriptlet, our boy who's got over 1,600 hours in the game. That's what you do, mate. You spend the game crying on poop. It's a big part of the game, for better or for worse. But so, what about you, mate? You got a review for me?
I do. This is a review for Tomb Raider Game of the Year, from Iron Koo. My girlfriend caught me screenshotting Lara's ass. Now I don't have a girlfriend. Long story short, amazing game, fulfilled with great graphics, story, and gameplay.
Oh, that's kind of wholesome.
Not the first part.
Yeah, well, you know, the second part. The second part was nice. It was and who needs girlfriends anyway, mate? They're overrated. Don't worry about it. Me. Me, I need one. Well, I don't need one, but it's nice to have one. I appreciate having one.
What would you prefer? What would make you happier? A girlfriend or 2 watches on one wrist?
Imagine if I pulled my wrist up and 2 watches on. That is so funny, bro. Imagine if I had that prepared. That would have been insane. I'd be like, wow.
You're like, fix of both wheels, mate.
Absolutely. All right. So, well, that's going to conclude this episode of the No Scrubs podcast. So once again, if things look a little bit different in the edit, it's because we've had to use different software for it. We normally edit it through Riverside, but obviously this is not in Riverside, so I don't know how things are going to look when we upload it. But yeah, we'll give it a crack, and who knows, man? If this is good, then maybe we look at using this. But if I'm not loyal to companies generally, but I have a loyalty to Riverside right now because that's what we've been using and it's been working well for us. So I would rather use that, but we'll see how it turns out with the Zencastr one, and we'll go from there. And yeah. So thanks for hanging out with us. I know, cringe, but like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed it. I don't say it at the start. I say it at the end because I'm not trying to entice you to just do it for the sake of it. If you actually made it to the end and you did somehow by some miracle like what you heard, do that thing Stephen likes.
Do the thing I like.
Until then, we'll catch you on the next one when we'll do our Game of the Year show.
Hey.
All right. Catch ya.